Hi, this is meteorologist Dave Nadler with the National Weather Service in Peachtree City. This is the weekly weather briefing for Thursday, June 30th, taking a look ahead into the 4th of July weekend and into the actual 4th of July holiday. A look at the highlights for the weekend. We're not expecting any major widespread severe weather through the 4th of July, so that's good news, but we will have to be prepared for the typical afternoon, evening thunderstorm activity, especially as we head into Saturday, Sunday, and then on into the actual 4th of July holiday. The other thing we'll have to be prepared for will be the heat and humidity as it builds this weekend. Moisture will increase, and this will definitely increase the humidity and resultant heat index values, which will likely range across much of the area between 97 and 104 on Sunday and Monday. On the 4th of July, at this point, several days out, we are expecting about a 30 to 50% chance of mainly afternoon, evening thunderstorms with the daytime heating and increase in moisture. The main threats, we're not expecting any widespread severe weather, but certainly could see locally strong to damaging winds. Heavy rain for sure, and the cloud-to-ground lightning will be a threat as well. A look at current dew points, which is a measure of low-level moisture as of this morning, Thursday morning, June 30th. You'll see to the north and west of portions of Georgia where dew points are less than 60, generally running in the mid to upper 50s. The air mass is more dry and stable, and this will limit the potential for thunderstorm activity today. That's good news. To the south of this line, south of Atlanta, getting on into Athens, down towards Macon, Columbus, and then over toward Vidalia, Dublin area. Later this afternoon into this evening, we are expecting a better chance for showers and a few thunderstorms as the better low-level moisture and instability will exist. Taking a look into Friday, this is an image showing you precipitable water. We're basically looking for areas greater than 1.5, and you can see there's a pocket over middle Tennessee, western Tennessee, on into Arkansas of higher moisture levels, and then another area certainly towards the Gulf Coast region and on into Florida. Much of the state of Georgia is actually, at least north and central Georgia, is actually going to be slightly drier than usual for Friday, and this will limit afternoon and evening thunderstorm development. Right now we're looking at sort of an isolated 10 to 20% chance, mainly south from like Columbus toward south of Macon and on over toward the Dublin, Vidalia area on Friday. But other than that, much of the area will remain dry. That's good news. Temperatures will be quite warm with highs in the lower mid to mid 90s, which is a couple degrees above normal for this time of year, but certainly tolerable for the end of June, 1st of July. Now, as we head into this weekend on Saturday, what you see on the left is a surface map showing isobars, or sea level pressure. So we're looking for fronts and areas of low and high pressure. There is a indication that there's going to be a weak boundary, nearly stationary frontal boundary that's sort of stretched from central Alabama all the way up into South Carolina. This could be a trigger for afternoon, evening thunderstorms, especially along and south of this boundary. You can see on the right, the image is showing that precipitable water values, or we're definitely seeing values higher than what we saw on Friday. So we look for an increase in moisture, instability, along with that frontal boundary that's going to be sort of draped across the area, and that could definitely fuel some storms during the afternoon and evening hours on Saturday. And on Sunday, that boundary still exists sort of west to east across the area, though it sort of washes out. But we will be looking for, across the North Mountains, some terrain-driven showers and storms with daytime heating. Again, not looking at anything severe, just mainly locally heavy rain, brief wind gusts, occasional cloud-to-ground lightning. We will be turning our attention to a more organized area of low pressure that the models are sort of picking up on along the Gulf Coast of Florida, Panhandle area. Sunday, this area of low pressure and showers and thunderstorms associated with it is going to start to swing or move to the northeast, so that for portions of South Georgia and even Central Georgia, later in the day into the evening hours, we may start to see a more increase in coverage of shower and thunderstorm activity. Again, not looking at anything widespread severe, but certainly could be more heavier pockets of heavier rain, along with the wind gust and cloud-to-ground lightning that we'll have to watch on Sunday afternoon and evening. As I mentioned earlier, this is looking ahead into Monday, the actual 4th of July holiday. We will continue to see that increase in Gulf moisture across the area, so that will be sufficient to produce just the daytime heating type storms later in the day through the evening hours. We're also going to be watching an area of low pressure to our north across the Midwest and moving into the Ohio Valley area. This system, as it tracks east, will send a cold front to the south and east, approaching North Georgia later in the day and certainly into the overnight hours. So that could be a focus for a few showers and storms, along with the diurnally driven daytime heating storms that we see in the moist, unstable air mass. So Monday, 4th of July, unfortunately, does look like there could be some scattered hit or miss storms later in the day into the evening hours. Right now we have it at about a 30 to 50% chance across the entire area. We'll certainly refine this and check our forecast in more detail as we head through the next couple of days closer to the actual holiday on Monday. Okay, the next few slides we'll talk about temperatures and heat index values. This is for Saturday. We are expecting, again, very warm temperatures with actual high temperatures in the lower to mid 90s area-wide, with the exception being the northeast mountains, where we'll see mid to upper 80s. Temperatures will be about anywhere from 3 to 7 degrees cooler. The image on the right shows the actual heat index values, which combines the air temperature with the humidity in the low levels of the atmosphere. So if you put that together, maximum heat index values during the afternoon on Saturday are generally going to be in the mid to upper 90s. Nothing too extreme, with the exception of areas along I-16 south and east of Macon, where we could see values exceed 100 to about 102, 103 later in the day. So once we start getting into above the 97, 98 range with heat index, that certainly adds an increased stress certainly to the body, and hopefully people are prepared for the heat and the humidity as we head into the weekend. This is the same graphic that I showed you on Saturday for Sunday. You'll notice the air temperatures will actually be maybe a degree or two warmer on Sunday, with temperatures 94, 95, 96 across much of the area, exception being the northern mountains. The heat index values, as you can see to the right, will be generally in the upper 90s to near 100 across many areas, exceeding 100 across the south central, southeast counties of our forecast area, anywhere from Washington down to Macon and Dublin. We could be in the 102 to 105 range later in the day on Sunday. So again, the humidity is going to increase through the weekend, and something that we definitely need to be prepared for. Taking a look ahead for the temperatures on Monday, the 4th of July, very similar to what we saw Saturday, although the humidity will be a little bit higher than what we saw on Saturday. So the resultant heat index values are going to be approaching 100 and even exceeding 100 degrees across many areas across north and central Georgia. Around the Atlanta metro area, we're looking at right around 100, 101 for the heat index, with air temperatures around 93, 94. So outside of any thunderstorm activity we see on Monday, the heat will definitely be an issue. So just be prepared for that. Okay, we want to summarize everything we've talked about so far as we head into the 4th of July holiday weekend. This is a weather threat index for Saturday. This is basically our confidence, what we're expecting, and we break it down by storms, just the potential for storms. The washout conditions would be like a long duration heavy rain event. We're not really expecting that in any one given location through the weekend, so that's good news. And the severe threat and the heat threat are on there as well. So as you can see on Saturday, with the isolated to scattered thunderstorm coverage, we're sort of in that medium threat index. Washout and severe threat should be low, and the heat starts to build a little bit on Saturday. Taking a look at Sunday's weather threat index, you'll see not too much different from Saturday, maybe a slightly higher storm threat, just coverage-wise. But the severe threat remains fairly low. Could see an isolated severe storm, certainly, with locally heavy rain certainly becoming an issue. The heat starts to increase a little bit more and elevate a little bit more, so we've got that in sort of the medium to approaching a high threat range on Sunday, the day before 4th of July. And taking a look into the actual 4th of July holiday, weather threat index in the medium to high range for storms. The threat for any widespread washout or locally heavy rain for a period of time starts to increase just a little bit into the lower end of the medium range. Severe threat again, low to medium, definitely dependent on the coverage of thunderstorms that we see on Monday. And the heat's going to continue to be an issue as for the third or fourth day in a row, the humidity builds and we'll see heat indice values in the upper 90s to around 103, 104, especially south and east of Atlanta, basically along I-16 toward the I-75 corridor. So in summary here, once again, the good news is that we're not really expecting any major or widespread severe weather through the weekend, but we will have to contend with the daily sort of afternoon, evening pop-up storms, especially as we head into Saturday, Sunday, and then on into Monday, with the best chance of seeing these storms basically along and south of I-20 and I-85. Confidence is medium right now on timing and potential storm development. This is Thursday, June 30th, so we're still a few days out from the actual holiday on Monday, Sunday into Monday. But as we go through the next 24 to 48 hours, we certainly will be updating and refining our forecast. So check back with us and make sure you're checking our web pages as well for daily updates. Heat and humidity is going to be an issue as well, especially late Saturday into Sunday and then on into Monday, with high temperatures in the lower to mid-90s area-wide, the exception being the North Georgia mountains where it'll be a few degrees cooler. Heat index values will climb into the upper 90s to 102, 103, 104 range across a good portion of the area as well, so it's going to be something to deal with. Well, we hope everyone has a very safe and enjoyable 4th of July weekend this year. Be mindful of the weather, especially any thunderstorm development, the heat, and feel free to reach us anytime from our webpage, social media on Twitter and Facebook. And again, thank you for your time and have a safe weekend.